From the SNC World Headquarters in New York, I'm Bianco, and here are the stories we're following at this hour. White House hopefuls Donald Trump and Kamala Harris have been tearing through swing states in the last days of the U.S. election campaign. Draguda Deve has more from our nation's capital.
After her surprise appearance on Saturday Night Live, Democratic nominee Kamala Harris hit the battleground state of Michigan. Her challenge there is reaching out to those Arab American voters disillusioned with the White House over its approach to the Israel-Gaza war. Meanwhile, Republican Donald Trump spent Sunday in North Carolina and Georgia, starting off in Pennsylvania, where he once again falsely claimed the election was being stolen and disparaged an Iowa survey that put Harris ahead in the state. More than 70 million people have already voted, but with the polls pointing to a tight contest, both candidates are leaving nothing to chance in the sprint to the finish line.
Kamala Harris made a surprise appearance on Saturday Night Live in a mirror opposite Maya Rudolph's impression of her.
You got this, because you can do something your opponent cannot do. You can open doors.
In response to the FCC calling Harris's appearance a clear and blatant effort to evade the FCC's equal time rule, NBC News aired a video message from former President Trump on Sunday evening.
We're 2 days away from the most important election in the history of our country. We've got to save our country.
But today is the eve of the election. Both Harris and Trump are campaigning in swing states. Our White House correspondent Greg Clugston has a closer look.
In the final hours of this 2024 campaign, both presidential candidates are making their final stump speeches as they visit toss-up battleground states. Harris is spending all day here in Pennsylvania, from Pittsburgh in the west to Philadelphia in the east. Trump has 4 rallies in 3 states on his schedule. Before closing out in Michigan, he'll stop twice in Pennsylvania, including here in the Pittsburgh area. On the Blue Wall States Tour, Greg Clugston, Allegheny County, Pennsylvania.
Yesterday, Taiwan's defense ministry said it spotted at least 35 Chinese military aircraft, including fighters and bombers, flying to the island's south on the way to exercises in the Pacific. It was the second day in a row it had reported the activities and takes place right before the U.S. presidential election. Laura Westbrook has more.
At 9 a.m. local time on Sunday, Taiwan's defense ministry spotted 35 Chinese military aircraft. They included J-16 fighters, nuclear-capable H-6 bombers and drones. Now, these aircraft flew to the island south and then into the Western Pacific to carry out long-range training. It was the second day in a row that China had carried out such activities. China claims Taiwan as its own, and in recent months it has been ramping up pressure on Taiwan, including these military activities. The U.S. is Taiwan's biggest backer, and these latest increase in military activities comes just days ahead of Tuesday's presidential election. In Hong Kong, Laura Westbrook, the Salem News Channel.
And don't forget to join us on Election Day for live coverage. We'll dive into every state and major races that shape our nation's future. In New York, I'm Bianco, Salem News Channel.